Yes, Shreans, good morning. Good morning once again for this lovely, lovely morning. All the morning sessions have been really great. Welcome all my friends, all the SDF community for this Mega Master Course, Manifestation Decoded, the Secret Behind the Secret. So today we have talk on relationships. Right? Yes. You just can't give up on someone because the situations are not ideal. Great relationships aren't great because they have no problems. They are great because people care enough about their person to find a way to make it work. So here you are there for us, and you have done a lot of our changing has been there 110%. I mean, we feel it, whatever you've spoken for these days, 21 days, it's been immense, and we feel the change absolutely there. I mean, even whatever you say, whatever we gather, the knowledge, what is imparted from you every day, whenever, unconsciously also, it reminds you, and yes, it helps us to grow better and better. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you, and thanks all of you friends for being here. Today is the end of the third week, and I compliment all of you for your patience, for your time, for your commitment, and listening to me for so many hours, and so many times we extend our time also, but you all still stay back. So I really appreciate your time, your commitment. So thank you, all of you.
It's sorry to interrupt. It's an end to the third week, but a beginning for a better us, all of us. Yes.
So thank you. So friends, now today's topic is, first I'll start with non-violent communication. So, in 1930s, this concept was brought by Marshall Rosenberg. Marshall Rosenberg is called the father of non-violent communication. So what do you mean by non-violent communication? So, how in our day-to-day life, especially in our surroundings, within the family environment, very, very subtly, our communication is quite violent in a way. Sometimes we show anger, rage, or guilt, shame, fear. So that is non-violent that is violent communication. But how to turn around and whatever you want to communicate can be communicated in a very non-violent way. Just because you're angry does not mean you have to express your anger towards somebody. You can still express your need, but does not mean you have to express your anger. So he talks about it is so important to have a right way of communicating with each other within the family environment, within your family corporate environment, with your friends, whatever is your day-to-day relationships are. So I'm going to show a small video of him speaking in the background, and then I'll start the talk.
The purpose of nonviolent communication is to help you to do what you already know how to do. To connect in a way that makes natural giving possible. You all know that giving. You know how to do it. Remembering to stay with that quality of giving, moment by moment in any connection. But we also all know that it's easy to lose it. It's easy to lose that connection. So that instead of enjoying that quality of giving, which is possible every moment in every contact we have, in spite of how precious that is, we forget it. And instead of playing the game, making life wonderful, much of the time we play another game called Who's Right? Have you ever played that game? It's a game where everybody loses. So isn't this amazing? We all know about this quality of giving. It's possible every moment. We find that the richest thing to do. And much of our life we end up playing Who's Right? Now, the game of Who's Right involves two of the most devious things human beings have ever come upon. One, punishment. Because if you're wrong in the game of Who's Right, then you deserve to suffer. There's no more punishment. You won't do it in your families. We'll get rid of it with criminals. It just makes things more violent. We'll find other ways to deal with other nations besides punishment. No more punishment. No more reward. It's the same game. Part of the game of Who's Right. If you're right, then you get rewarded. If you're wrong, you get punished. No more. No more. It's created enough violence on the planet. We've been educated for quite a while to make violence enjoyable. And educated in a way we can even be violent to our children. Watch a parent try to bring about change in the child. Say you're sorry. I'm sorry. You're not really sorry. I can see it. You're not really sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I forgive you. Can you imagine a game like that? Can you imagine a parent responding to a child that way? And if a parent is going to do that to a child in their own family, what are they going to do to people from other cultures who behave in a way they don't appreciate? So of course you're going to have violence wherever you have this kind of thinking. It's learning how to go up to our head and think basically in terms of right and wrong, good and bad, normal, abnormal. You see, natural giving, anything we do in life that isn't coming out of that energy, we pay for it and everybody else pays for it. Anything we do out of fear of punishment, if we don't, everybody pays for it. Anything we do for a reward, everybody pays for it. Everything we do to make people like us, everybody pays for it. Everything we do out of guilt, shame, duty, obligation, everybody pays for it. That isn't what we were designed for. We were designed to enjoy giving. To give from the heart.
What a wonderful video, Shreyans.
Yeah.
It was so touching. Yes.
That's what he talks about, natural giving, So true giving is natural giving. So only you can give natural giving comes only when your cup is full, right? You can't give what you don't have. Love. If you don't have love, how can you give? Then when you give, that's when you feel sacrifice. And when you feel sacrifice, you make it conditional. You make it transactional. Don't the game of reward, punishment. That is how we live, right? Everything we make it so transactional. If you do this, then you'll get this reward. If you don't do this, then you'll get this punishment. And that's how we teach conditionality. But we don't, that's why we don't understand what is being unconditional. And then we talk all the time about unconditional love, but we never understood unconditional love. So the real unconditional love, when you're connected to your source energy, when your cup is full, when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, when you are plugged in, when you are in your inner alignment, when you are calibrated, when your source is replenishing you all the time, right? Then there can be a natural giving. So first thing is, and that's where meditation plays such an important role. And then he says the root of all feelings is need. Behind every feeling, there's a need. So understand the language of need, right? And we don't understand the language of need. If somebody is angry, we are reacting to that anger, rather than understand what is the need behind that anger. If a child is angry or showing signs of irritation or anger, what is the child needing behind that anger? Why is the child angry? So understand the need. Or if your spouse is angry, what is the need behind that anger? So root of all feelings is need. Behind every feeling, there's a need. So that's why I understand the language of need. The biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand. We just listen to reply. Before even the sentence is completed, we are ready with a reply. So we don't listen to understand. And we are only seeing the facade of that expression. But what is the need behind the expression? We are not trying to look at that. Most of the time when we have a power over our children, especially, we say everything what we say is demand. So that's what he says request, not demand. Demand response is either submissive or rebellion, and both are not good. Either the child will become very submissive, very meek, or he'll become very rebellious. All of a sudden you say, how my child is revolting to me? How come he is so rebellious over now? So that's what he learned from us. So say as request, not demand. It is a deep desire of every child to be treated as equal. And we always play the game of right, wrong, good, bad, punishment, reward. We induct guilt, shame, duties, obligations. So when we are going through these games, then we pay for it, and everybody pays for it. He says how our violence has become fun, right? Our games are all about violence, right? Boxing, in movie, we need violence. But in video games now, how most of the video games have become violent. But when you're watching that, right, our brain does not know the difference whether imagining or living it. And then we turn to become violent. You can imagine seeing a movie in the night. If you see a violent movie in the night, your sleep is so disturbed. So it changes your emotional state. But now violence has become fun. It is becoming a part of life. And all the games, most of the games, they are feeding that because that gives the adrenaline rush, that releases that cortisol and that adrenaline rush, and that keeps them hooked on. But that is how the child is also becoming violent then. So we have to make sure what our child is watching. They don't know. They don't know what is good for them. So, but that is our responsibility. And we need to, but again, do it firmly but nicely. Explain them. And in a relationship, express your feeling, not the expression of that feeling. Right? Behind every feeling, there's a need. What is your need? If you're upset with something, if you're angry with somebody, or if you're angry with some situation, you express your need. But instead of your need, you express your expression of that need. You express the expression, which is anger. All of a sudden, you're in rage, you're angry. But rather than that, you can tell that person, when you do this, I feel very angry. I feel very upset. Can you do it? It would be lovely if you can do it this way. You are so good. You have so many better qualities, but only this thing, if you can talk to me like this, or if you can communicate with me like this, I'll really appreciate. So express the feeling. You're not trying to suppress it, but so you're expressing your feeling. Then I feel angry. So, but not the expression of that feeling. Showing anger is the expression. So, and that is the way of transformation. That is non-violent communication. Right? When you talk to your children or your servants or whoever you have power over others, say as request, not demand. Because we know from the soul's perspective, we are all equals. So don't lose that perspective. And then that is where you connect. That is where the connection is deeper. When you treat others as equals, you form a deeper relationship, form a deeper bond. That's why yesterday I said, respect is dead, love is alive. Come from a state of love. Then respect comes naturally. True respect is when you treat each other as equal. That is giving respect to each other. And even with our children, we love them, right? But instead of observation, we evaluate them by criticism, analysis, judgment, diagnosis. The reason why children do not want to be in your company, because every time they feel they are under scrutiny. Every time we are telling them, do this, you're not good enough. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. If we are frustrated with our work or any other thing, now it's the scapegoat is the children. Your outburst just comes on them. Little one thing, you pick them that they've done wrong, and then you shout on them. The child is picking your state of being. So much of communication is non-verbal. So your state of being is more important than what you're doing. You say as a father, as a mother, oh, we do so much for our children. But what is your state of being when you're doing what you're doing? What is the state of being when you're spending your time with the children? Are you with them 100%? Are you in that present moment? And our children are learning from us not what we are saying, but what is the state of being? They copy us what we are doing. What is the state of being? Not just whatever saying, because they don't. You may tell them do this, do that. You have to do this, but they'll only learn from you from what you do. So instead of catching them doing wrong, catch them doing right. And even things that you want to change, you can change it in a very positive way. First, talk about the 3 positive points, and then bring the thing which you want to transform them, and inspire them to transform. If the child is doing wrong, you'll be induct guilt and shame. And as Einstein said, we cannot solve the problem from the same level of mind which created it. So if there's an issue, if there's a problem with the child, if you're inducting guilt and shame, then you're adding to the problem, right? With lower emotions, you're adding more of the lower emotions. So you're not solving the problem. You can solve that problem by giving them their self-confidence, by giving them the bigger picture, by motivating them, by inspiring them, by living by example, by sharing some stories, whatever, whichever way, but by a better emotion, by a higher emotion. And when they are not in that receptive mode, because we always think equal to an emotional state. Sometimes when we are not in that receptive mode, when you're not in the right emotional state, sometimes it's better to let it go at that moment of time. But when the other person is in the right frame of mind, in the right emotional state, when you are in a right frame of mind, in the right emotional state, then have a conversation. Then there's no resistance. Then both are in a receptive mode. Otherwise, that person is in the resistant mode, you are in a resistant mode. And then the whole communication is all about violent communication. It becomes a game of who is right, who is wrong. Punishment, reward, guilt, duties, obligation. It becomes all about that. And it is doing harm to them, harm to us. And it is often very much in our family environment. So don't express the feeling, but the need which is the cause of that feeling. And without bringing that person in, without making it so personal. So don't just express the feeling, but the need which is the cause of the feeling. Because the cause of the feeling is that need, that unmet need. And express that without making it so personal, that you do this and you that, without bringing that person in. This is my nature. This is what I like. Always express what we want the other person to do differently in a positive language. So here we are not suppressing. Because suppressing a negative feeling is also not helpful. Suppressing your negative feelings or to feel intensely about the wrong without voicing or expressing that feeling, without voicing or expressing that feeling is the beginning of disease. Then you are also causing harm to yourself. Lack of expression leads to depression. So you're not suppressing it. It's just that you're doing it in a non-violent, you're learning the art of non-violent communication. So always express what you want the other person to do differently in a positive language. That's why G.D. Krishnamurti said the ability to observe without violating is the highest form of human intelligence. We keep observing everyone, we keep scrutinizing them, find them the faults. So in a relationship, there are 3 stages of emotions. I'll share the slide. Yeah. You go to the next slide. Yeah. So in a relationship, there are 3 stages of emotion. So first stage of emotion is emotional slavery. 3 stages. One is emotional slavery, rebellious, and the third stage is liberation. Yeah. So yes, can you see the slide now? Yeah. Yeah. 3 stages of emotion. 3 stages of emotion. One is emotional slavery, rebellious, and liberation. So when we talk about emotional slavery, that means we think we are responsible for other feelings. That is the stage of emotional slavery. We think we are responsible for other feelings. We take that burden. How they feel, it should be our responsible. So only if I do this, if I cook food, if I be available for my children, if everything is in order, everything is perfect, then they'll be happy. Then I can satisfy them. And so we are responsible for others' feelings. If we are not the way they desire us to be, then they'll be unhappy. So let me make sure that everything that makes them happy, I keep doing it. And that way you're just feeding them. And one thing you do wrong, and they are angry and they're upset, and then you feel responsible. Then that also you feel responsible, and you feel guilty. You feel shameful about it. You feel regret. You repent. Oh my God, how can I not do this? And they make you feel guilty. So that is emotional slavery. Then your happiness is your choice, their happiness is their choice. So we think we are responsible for other people's feeling, and we take that burden, and we live our whole life like that. And we have seen, I've seen in my childhood, my mothers, how in Indian culture, how men and women were always discriminated. And I've seen in my childhood, always the women in the house, they always lived like that. The men used to express their power, and women always used to live like that. In a way, they lived in a state of emotional slavery. They always thought they are responsible for other people's feeling. And they all took the whole burden of everybody to keep everybody happy was like keeping everybody happy was their responsibility. And they kept sacrificing themselves, right? Now the second stage of emotion, the second stage of emotion is the rebellious stage. Where you say, I'm not responsible for your feeling. You just say, I'm not responsible for your feeling. I don't care. Hell with you. Angry state. It's your problem. So this is again another extreme. So one extreme is emotional slavery, and the another extreme is rebellious stage. I don't care. It's your problem. I'm not responsible for your feeling. You act indifferent. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is not hate, but indifference. Indifference does the greatest harm. So again, emotional slavery and rebellious stage, both are two extreme sides. And the third stage is emotional liberation. So this is the stage where you are responding to others' need out of compassion, and not out of guilt, nor shame, nor fear. Nor you are suppressing your own needs. In responding to others' need, you don't suppress your own need. Never suppress your own need in response to in responding to the need of others. Always express your need also, but express your need with the Santa Claus energy, with lightheartedness, in a fun way, in a nice way. Then when there's a right expression of while you recognize other needs, you also express your needs. Then the relationship is more fulfilling to each other, and that is where the relationship turns. There's a long-term gain. You develop a long-term relationship. Otherwise, either way, emotional slavery or rebellious stage, both are only short-term gains. There's no long-term, only short-term. And it's not helping them, it's not helping you. So learn to state clearly what we need in a way that communicates that that we are equally concerned with the needs of others as well as our own. As others are your priority, you also are your priority. Unless your needs are addressed, you cannot give in the long run. That's why the human relationships nurturing each other's needs. Sharing the completeness of each other. And it need not be transactional. To learn to state clearly what we need in a way that communicates that we are equally concerned with the needs of others as well as our own. And your tone of voice. Tone of voice is so important. Marshall Rosenberg, he used to be a mediator between many nations for conflict resolution. If two nations are at war, and they used to appoint him as a mediator to bring peace because they trusted his wisdom. And he said, even in terms of nations, 10% of conflict he found was due to difference in opinion. 90% is due to wrong tone of voice. The way the president spoke about that country or that person or the president of another country, they took it on their ego, and that turned into a war. Or they may not politically say that, but deep down, when he spoke personally, there were personal issues. And the whole nation is fighting because of their personal issue. But the same thing is also within our family environment. Only 10% of conflict is due to difference of opinion. 90% is due to wrong tone of voice. So we can learn how to operate from a different dimension, right? When your cup is full. So that's why meditation plays such an important role. First, be in your inner alignment. And your inner alignment will transform others. It will inspire others. And don't let when other person has lost their alignment, don't let it be the reason to lose your alignment. In fact, use your alignment, be in your alignment in spite of that, and then so that it inspires them to find their own alignment. One person in alignment is more powerful than 1,000 who are not. That was the power of Jesus, Mahatma Gandhi, Buddha, Muhammad. They all lived in troubled times, challenging times. Guru Nanak, they all lived in such challenging times. Krishna, but they didn't lose their alignment. Ram, right? So they didn't lose their alignment. Now I'll go to the next part of the presentation, which is about stealing energy. So Rashi, is this clear right now? So far, so good?
Yes, fantastic. Very clean, very clear.
And when I'm going to talk more about the ego topic, I'm going to go more about relationships, more into relationship in that topic also. Right.
All eye-opener topics and eye-opener talks and knowledge you give us. It's really so good. Thank you.
So now, friends, very important concept which I'm going to share now. It's called transactional analysis. You know, how are every relationship, including whom we love the most, is all transactional. And that transaction is not something, it is not necessarily materialistic. It's not something physical. It is non-physical. There's the energy transmission all through. There's a transition of energy. And so many times in our relationship, in our closest relationship, we learn how to steal energy from each other. So I'm going to share with you 4 types of energy thefts. 4 types of energy thefts, how we steal energy from each other. And that happens very much within the family, within your environment, with the people whom you love the most. Day to day in your corporate environment, we are all living this life of stealing energy from each other. And why we steal energy from each other? Because we are not tuned in. We are not connected to our source energy. But then to survive, we need that energy. So when we don't know how to get your own energy, now we steal energy from others. And that becomes a basic way of survival. And a whole life, in a whole family environment, the whole family drama revolves around stealing energy from each other. Because it becomes the whole basis of survival. Because as children, our parents were a source of survival. Right? Our parents were a source of survival. And when we needed energy to feel secure, we needed one of the dramas to seem to work. So from our very childhood, from the family, we have seen these dramas playing in our life. But then as we grow up, we enact the same dramas in our adulthood life. With our spouse, with our children, we carry on. This is transgenerational. So I'm going to share with you what are these 4 dramas. What are the 4 dramas that we play? Yes, we can share the slide. So there are 4 types. So one is Intimidator. An Intimidator steals energy by threat. So there are four types of personalities. In a whole drama of stealing energy, in this whole, when we're doing this transaction analysis of the energy transactions which we do with each other, what are the 4 types of personalities who steal and how they steal energy from each other? So 2 types is very aggressive personalities and 2 types are very passive personalities. So aggressive personalities are, as you can see in the slide, it is Intimidator and Interrogator. These Intimidator and Interrogator, these are the aggressive personalities. Can you see my cursor moving? Ashri, can you see the cursor?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Intimidator is an aggressive personality. Interrogator is an aggressive personality. And this poor me and Aloof are passive personalities. So what is an Intimidator? So an Intimidator steals energy by threat. Right? An Intimidator, he steals energy by threat. So here, Intimidator is also called Perpetrator, and as the name itself says, Intimidator, he intimidates people. Perpetrator, he's victimizing people. He's showing his power. He's a perpetrator, right? So Intimidator and Perpetrator are one and the same. So these personalities are, and as I'm speaking about this, you can relate it in your own family environment. You can relate it, and one can sometimes be both in different situations. But there's one predominant personality, one behavior. And it could be, and you can also relate with yourself, not just looking at others, but also where do you stand in this situation? Or what is your personality type? So Intimidator or Perpetrator they are the types who are very egocentric. They always have very strong ego. And everything comes from a state of ego. They always need everybody to feed their ego. So they are very sarcastic. They always want to have the stage. They want to be the center of attraction. In a conversation, they want to be the center of attraction. The moment they enter the hall or the room or the house, they want everything revolved around them. They want everybody's attention towards them. They threaten verbally or physically. If they are not getting attention, if they're not getting what they want, they will threaten verbally or even physical abuse. They will talk very loud. They'll use the force of loudness, the physical strength, anger, rage, unexpected outbursts. Everything is going normal. All of a sudden, they'll have the outburst. So that the other person feels scared. Other person feel afraid. And they feel anxious. Oh my God, something bad will happen to me. This person can do something bad to me. Now, what happens is, when the other person feels like this, when the other person feels that something bad is happening to me, then this person steals energy from that. So the other person feels loss of energy, and this guy feels gain of energy. You saw the transaction. There's an energy shift. There's a big energy theft which happened. He stole energy from the other person by victimizing that person, by making them feel scared, they're anxious. The moment they feel that lower emotions, survival-based emotions, they lost energy. And the other person gained energy. And the problem is this way of gaining energy is very addictive. Because it does not last too long. Now you need to replenish it more. And then you need more of this drama to survive. You need more of this. Now, then you become a grievance looking for a cause. You find something. Now you find something else to create this drama, to again steal energy. So, again, such a short-term gain, right? The person who is losing energy is also not gaining. The person who is getting energy is also not gaining. It's a very short-term gain. And as he becomes more and more addictive, he needs a bigger kind of drama. Now, the other personality, so the intimidator or perpetrator needs the other person, right? Unless the other person feels that victimized, whom he has nobody to steal energy. So he needs the other personality to steal energy. Unless somebody is ready to let that energy be stolen, whom will he steal energy with? So he needs that person. So the other person is the victim personality. It's called the poor me or the victim personality. So how does now his energy has been stolen? His energy is being stolen by this intimidator. Now he also needs some energy. He or she also needs some energy. So now where will they get their energy? So they get the energy by making others feel guilty. So this poor me personality or the victim personality, if anybody comes next to them, they will seek sympathy. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I'm going through so much of problems, so much of challenges in my life. This happened to me. I'm such a victim, poor me. And they are like, always have the sad stories around them. Even if there's no story right now, they will go back to some 15 years back, 20 years back, and tell the story. They'll exaggerate the story of their victimhood, how they've been victimized. And when they do that, the other person gives them sympathy. So when the other person gives them sympathy, now they have stolen energy from them. Now they feel good. Even with your health, even with the illness, We do it even with the illness. They find their illness. These people even find their illness to be a source of drawing sympathy. They love their pain body now, because with their pain body, they're seeking so much. They're stealing energy from others. They're getting so much of attention. They're seeking so much of sympathy. So they always have their worried facial expression, right? They're always worried, and people is asking, why do you look so worried? Oh, what's happening with you? You know, this happened to me. Oh my God, nobody cares for me. Everybody is busy in their own life. I am suffering. So they always like trembling, crying, worried facial expression, repeatedly explaining the same thing over and over again. They never get out of their past. Because if they have no new stories, they keep repeating the same stories. And they also have over-accommodating behavior. They're a poor me personality. Oh, if there's only one bed, no problem. You sleep up, I'll sleep on the floor. Because they're a victim personality. They want to live their victimhood. They will have an over-accommodating behavior, and they will allow subconsciously, they allow people to be taken advantage of them. They live in a state of emotional slavery. And then they'll make others feel guilty that not enough is being done for them. Right? They'll make others feel guilty that not enough is being done for them. And when other person feel guilty or give them sympathy, that is when they steal energy. But they draw energy from them. Now the other person is feeling low, and now they have stolen energy from that person. So this is how, so an intimidator is an aggressive personality, but a poor me is a passive personality. And so it's a perpetrator. So perpetrator, there's no victim without there's no perpetrator without a victim. So because there was a victim, he became a perpetrator. And both needs each other to play their own drama. And you see how this is this kind of drama we play in the family environment, steal energy from each other, and people whom we all love the most. So this is all non-violent communication. Stealing energy from each other. Now the third type of personality is interrogator. So interrogator, if you have any questions, you may just write it down, and then I can answer in the last session, in the Q&A session. So interrogator, he steals energy by judging and finding faults with others. Interrogate, the name is interrogator, right? Again, he's again an aggressive personality. So the interrogator is a perfectionist, you know. So he'll always find fault. He'll always find fault in others. He'll always probe to find something wrong. He'll keep probing. He'll keep asking questions and probing more and more, and then he'll find some fault in you. And the moment he find faults in you, then he'll use all his logic and hostile critics, all his critics and logic and his intellect and facts to make you feel bad, to break down your spirit and will. So these people are very hostile critics. They are very cynical. And the thing is, the beauty of this is they are hyper vigilant. They are super vigilant. You do 10 good things, they won't see. But one wrong thing, and they will catch you there. And they will shout on you. And then you'll wonder, I did 10 good things. Was that not good enough? But one thing, they'll catch you. And they're very skeptical. Even whatever you're saying, they don't trust you. They're very skeptical. And personally, they are perfectionists. and they're very intellect. They're very strong intellect. So they'll use all the facts and logic and all their intellect, all their fiber logic to prove that you are wrong. You made a mistake. You committed a blunder, and they'll induct guilt and shame in you. And when you feel that, when you feel low, they stole energy from you. So this is the integrator personality. By finding faults. Now the fourth personality is the aloof personality. So this is also a passive personality. Now imagine if somebody is finding faults with you all the time. What would you do? Now you also need to save your energy. You also need to preserve your energy. So the aloof personality, he steals energy by acting withdrawn and vague. So many times we've seen when the parents are finding faults with each other, and we as parents, when we keep finding faults with the children become an aloof personality. They keep withdrawn. They find the reasons to not to be with you. They act withdrawn. Because they need to preserve their energy. They act very mysterious, very secretive. If you ask them any question, they'll give you a very vague answer. But their vagueness will irritate you. They found the reason to steal energy from you. That vagueness will irritate you. But you keep finding fault with them, you steal energy. So now they found the way to steal energy from you. So they also find you to give you answers in such a way that irritates you. They'll dodge. If you ask them any question, they'll dodge that question. They'll go round and round. And that will make you feel very irritated. That will make the other person feel very irritated. And when the other person is so irritated, they have stolen energy from that person. And these persons this aloof personality needs a lot of space. They're always non-committal. If you ask them, when are you meeting this? They'll never commit about anything. And that will frustrate you. And the more you're feeling frustrated, the more you're feeling irritated, the more, that means certainly they're stealing energy from you. You're sitting on a dining table, everybody is sitting there, the whole family is there. That this person, at that moment, they will find some reason to not to be there. And they'll tell you that I'm coming in 2 minutes, and they will not come for next 1 hour. And then everybody's feeling angry or upset or frustrated or irritated. How can you go for 2 minutes and not come for 1 hour? And you're irritated and frustrated. But certainly they are stealing energy from you. And these people are always confused. They don't ask for help. So this is aloof personality. They become very aloof with everyone. But you know what happens as they grow up? They grow up to be an aloof personality. All these dramas, what we are learning now as a childhood, we play in our adulthood also. We play as a parenthood also. So the more we stay connected. So I'll just repeat again. Keshav, we can go back to the slide. Can you see the slide? You're with the slide. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I thought it was okay. So the more we stay connected, the more we are aware of the times, then we lose connection. The more we can take time to meditate, connect with our own source, own resource. Right? And then we don't need to steal energy from others. Because you have your own perennial source, which you can connect and replenish anytime, which you can take the which you can nourish you anytime. So that's where meditation plays such an important role. And once we do that, then we stop stealing. Then we stop doing this all these energy control dramas. I hope I'm clear, Rashi.
Very, very clear. Absolutely clear. I just want to ask, like, in these situations, how do we, deal with such situations?
Right. So again, connect to your own source energy. And it is you have power. So once you learn how to connect to your own source energy, once you connect, then you inspire others to connect. When you stop stealing from others, then not let others steal from you. Neither you steal from others, neither you allow others to steal from you. Because when you're allowing also others to steal, that is also short-term gain. You're not helping that person. So live in your own, be in the fullness of your own. Neither you steal, you share your fullness with each other. When your cup is half empty, then you're trying to fill the cup from others. Then there's an energy drama playing on. Somebody stole the energy from your cup. Now you want to steal energy from others. It's always cup is going up and down. So why not share your fullness with others? And then when you're sharing your fullness, then you don't need to steal energy from others. Then it is unconditional. Then the relationship becomes unconditional. And then the relationship flourishes. It blossoms. Otherwise, the more you get to know each other, the more you play these dramas, the more there's a conflict within the family. That's why familiarity breeds contempt. The more you're familiar, the more you're in a familiar environment, the more you feel contempt of each other. And that does not happen. That does not stay at one place. Suppose you're a brother of 4 brothers. Now you didn't go along. So 2 brothers, you didn't get along, they separated. But do you think it stays there? No, it becomes your addiction. Then you start fighting with the one brother also. Now he also separated. Then you start fighting with your wife also. Then you don't get along with your wife also. No, even if she separates or she becomes aloof, then you don't get along with your children also. So you need addiction. You need this drama to always survive, to always feed you from outside source. You become the grievance looking for a cause. You're trying to look for somebody who is the victim. Or you become a victim, subconsciously finding a perpetrator.
If somebody is wanting to gain some sympathy from us, at the moment, what do? You say yes, you get into it, or how do you retaliate?
Really, sympathy is very short-term gain. So it's also expressed from compassion, love. Listen to them. This is important. Compassionate listening. If you listen compassionately, hear you, understand you, and give them, and at that moment, not necessarily that at that time they may be not in the right emotional state. So just listen to them. Give them your full attention, your 100% attention. That itself will heal them. And then when you're in the right state, when you're right emotional, when they are in the right frame of mind, then give them the right understanding. Give them the right perspective.
It's basically
we always try to fix problem, solve problem. We always don't necessarily need to fix it. Sometimes things will resolve itself only if we allow them to resolve. So it is not your responsibility to solve everybody's problem. Sympathy, feeling pity, it's only short-term gain.
Right. So it was such a brilliant answer and such a brief one. Just listen and be compassionate.
Compassionate.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Listening to respond or reply, just compassionate listening. Understand the need behind that expression.
Yeah.
Yet understand the need and then eventually address the need.
Yes. Yes. And people who are overpowering you, that's the third stage, what you said. So they're trying, there, how do there you can't listen. I mean, what do you do?
So don't lose your power, don't lose your energy. Once you stop losing your energy, then they go starving. They'll find some other food. No, you're not their food now.
So there they are not reacting. We should not.
At that moment, short term, they may feel very angry and upset, but you did not identify with that, so it didn't become your own issue, right? It became their issue. Now, if they need to feed, they let them find somebody else if they need to, but you don't become the scapegoat. So it may be they will try once time, twice, five, but then they say, "Arey," certainly they're not able to steal energy from you. Then they'll find somebody else.
So there we need to be calm?
Of course, calm.
Yes.
You need to be your own strength, in your own inner calm and alignment. Let their non-alignment, let not lose your alignment. And because if you lose your alignment, then that means the purpose is achieved. They've stolen energy from you. But you're not lost your alignment. That's where they'll find somebody else. Like I gave you the example of Buddha, right? Somebody he came, he told the Buddha to look after his cows, and then Buddha was meditating, and then the cows went here and there, and he started shouting on Buddha. But Buddha was on his fullness. He was just looking at him compassionately. Just compassionately looking at him without losing his alignment. And then eventually he surrendered. He became his disciple. So your energy, your non-verbal communication speaks aloud. That's why one in alignment is more powerful than 1,000 who is not. Because eventually it is their soul desire also to find their own alignment. But your alignment will inspire them sooner or later. May not be today, after 3 months, after 6 months, after 1 year. Today, when you're doing this workshop, when you complete this 28 days, or as you're changing, as you're transforming, your alignment is inspiring your family members, right?
Brilliant. It was really nice. It was such an important topic, and so beautifully you've explained us the 4 types of people going through the emotions and how to react towards it. So nice. Thank you.
I'll thank you, Rashmi. So I'll sum it up with four agreements. I'll just take 5 minutes, and then we can again go back to Q&A with everyone. Yeah. So there's a book of Don Miguel. The name of the book is Four Agreements. Very, very powerful book, very short book. I highly recommend everybody to read that book. So he talks about 4 agreements. And if you make 4 agreements, apply these 4 agreements in your life, you will find peace and happiness. So let me share with you your next slide.
Shreyans, the name of the book, please.
The 4 Agreements.
Okay, bye.
Don Miguel.
Okay, thank you.
So he talks about 4 agreements. He said, be impeccable with your words. Be impeccable with your words. And sorry, before so the 4 agreements by Don Miguel. So he said, be impeccable. First agreement is be impeccable with your words. And I've spoken already about the power of speech, right? So be impeccable with your words. With every words, be perfect. Non-violent communication, right? So be impeccable with your words. Sometimes the words can present someone. Words can be windows, or it can be a prison. Right? I've spoken about the power of speech before. So be impeccable with your word. Always speak. When you speak, always speak with integrity. I'll go to the next slide. So he says, always speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Say only what you mean. Sometimes in anger, we go outburst. We don't know what we're talking about. And that word can hurt somebody. And that hurt can lie for the next 20 years. It can change the course of their life. So be impeccable with your words. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or gossip about others. Stop gossiping about others. Use the power of words in the direction of your truth, in the direction of truth and love. Only in the direction of truth and love. Stop gossip about ourselves. Patriji says gossip is the cancer to the soul. But we love gossips, right? We meet our friends, tell me what's the gossip going on. But by gossiping, again, we togetherly, let's steal energy from others. So much fun to steal energy. Now, in a group, we are stealing energy. I will share 3 gossip, you share 3 gossip. So be impeccable with your word is the first one. Then second is don't take things personally. You know, the reason in our life we have so much issues or problem because we take everything what others say, we take it personally. A lot of times what others are saying or doing, you know, is because of them, because of their state. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own self, of their own reality, of their own dream. And when you become immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. So what they are saying, what they are doing is their own projection. The moment you identify with that, then it becomes yours. And I'm going to talk much more about this in the ego topic. So once you are immune to their opinions and actions, you know, their opinion matters to you a lot. You become prisoners to their opinion. Keep caring about the opinion of others and you'll always be their prisoner. Keep caring about the opinion of others and you'll always be their prisoners. You'll always be their victim and become a victim of needless suffering. So don't take things personally. Right? And always give others, whenever people are saying or whatever, always give others benefit of doubt. When you give others, you know, don't make assumptions. Sorry, I'll go to the third one. Sorry. Can you share the slide, Keshav? So third is don't make assumptions. Give others benefit of doubt. We always start making assumptions, right? Most of the times we assume things. And most of the time when I have made an assumption, or first time when I met a person or tried to judge that person, most of the time I have proven myself wrong and I feel myself so stupid. So many times I met a friend for the first time, and just because he looks very vague but later on I found he's such a smart cookie, he's so intelligent, he's so sharp, he's so brilliant. But I judged for the first time I saw, I thought, oh, this must be is like time pass. It doesn't look, there's no substance in this person. So many times we make judgments, we make assumptions. I remember once I called a person twice, he did not pick up the phone. Third time he picked up the phone, he was sounding very low and he spoke very, very cold. And he kept the phone. And I kept the phone. I said, I mean, a very close friend. And I visited to his town. I was in Delhi and I called that friend. And this is how he spoke to me. And I said, maybe he's not interested in me. And that's why. So I made my assumption that he's no more, he's changed. He's no more that old friend, that school friend he used to be. Later on, I got to know that his mother had passed away, and last 3 months he was in depression. And I made this assumption. So a lot of times we make assumptions. We don't know what is the need behind that expression of that person, but we make assumptions. So always give others benefit of doubt. When you give others benefit of doubt, it helps you to drop resistance. Maybe this person must be going through something. Forget whether it is right or wrong, but it helps you to drop resistance. Right? And the fourth is, so don't make assumptions. You can go to the slide back, Keshav. So first is be impeccable with your words. Keshav, we can go back to the slide. The first is be impeccable with your words. Second is don't take things personally. There's a huge amount of freedom which comes to you when you don't take things personally. There's a huge amount of freedom that comes to you when you don't take things personally. You will feel that freedom. Because now you're not a prisoner of what others are saying, of others' opinions, others' expressions. Then third is don't make assumptions. Always give others benefit of doubt. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. I should have asked my friend, why are you feeling low? Are you something happened? Why are you sounding so dull? But before I could ask, I already made my opinion and judgment and I kept the phone. So communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings. To avoid misunderstanding, sadness and drama. With just one agreement, with this, he says, with this, Don Miguel said, with just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. So communicate, talk to each other to avoid misunderstanding, sadness and drama. बात करने से बात बनती है. So talk to each other. Always give others benefit of doubt. Focus on the best version of others and truly believe in it. What are the good qualities? What are the good things? Focus on that. So, and the fourth agreement is always do your best. Always in any situation, give your best. And your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you're tired as opposed to when you're well rested, right? When you're tired, sometimes you're irritated. Sometimes you're well rested, you're composed. So your best is going to change. But in any moment, any situation, try to give your best, to be your best. Always do your best. Simply do your best. And then, and when you do that, then you'll avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Because you know that in whatever the situation, I did my best. That is the best. And then you did your best, and then you leave the rest. But that is the only choice. That is the best choice you had in that moment, to give your best. Always do your best. Be a catalyst. Be a catalyst in making people feel so good about themselves. Be a catalyst in making people feel so good about themselves. Let your light shine on others. Appreciate others. What you appreciate appreciates. The moment you find one reason to appreciate, express that. Never delay. Marshall Rosenberg said, never delay an expression of appreciation. It has a terrible shelf life. People will forget what you did for them. People will forget what you said to them. People will forget what you did for them. But people will never forget how you made them feel. So thank you. We can go to the Q&A now. Rashi, thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. It was so nice. Very deep and very excellent explanation. Very nice. And so important for all of us.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Ajitha. Please unmute. Okay. Preksha. Yeah, Preksha. Please unmute.
Hi, Shreans.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So yesterday's session and today's session was so good, and I could relate it so personally with everything that you have explained. My question is that, even with...
Where are you from? What you do?
I'm from Delhi. I have a design firm. I do interiors and also art.
Lovely.
And quite often in our lives, we shift from being one personality to another personality subconsciously because of the situation. Sometimes we become the victim, and sometimes we are, aloof and we withdraw ourselves. And the true wisdom is when we realize that we are doing that, as a pattern.
Right.
My question is that even though we realize about ourselves, there are situations where we, see others doing that to us. How do we identify in that moment, how do we get that wisdom that this is happening to me, like the energy is being steal? Like I have a friend who is really good at heart, but she would always keep complaining when we meet about her mother-in-law or things that's going bad in her life, or vendors who are energy suckers, and you can't avoid them because that's business, or clients who are like that, who never appreciate no matter how much you do. And you can't be, you have to restrain yourself verbally and mentally in that moment. How do we identify that so that we can take the right response that's coming from wisdom and not impulse?
So, best is to always give them guidance. Once you know this truth, with compassion, give them the right guidance. But then it is their choice to change. And if you still don't change, then you don't need to. Then you tell them, when you are with me, I let's talk something else. I don't want to discuss this. Be very clear about that, and but in a very compassionate, in a very loving way, in a very gentle way, not with rudeness or harshness, right? In a very gentle way, because then that is losing your energy. If
I've
it does
tried
not,
that.
if it does not involve me, it does not involve me. So just see that, are these things empowering me, or it is losing, or it disempowering me? If these conversations are they're disempowered conversations, then I don't need to be a part of that. But everybody is at their own stage of evolution. Then you change your company. Let them be a part of their journey. You don't need to sympathize with them. You don't need to become a part of them, because they are living their addiction. And it is their choice to change eventually.
But I'll be very quick. But with the closest relationships where you're living, and the day-to-day environment has very strong bonds and personalities like that. And it's really hard, because then also setting up boundaries is also, you're constantly pressured to, in your mind to identify that, respond it. How do we make it as a natural process? I hope I'm able to make you understand.
Yes.
I've always had a problem of setting boundaries, like always giving, and it led to a point where it just completely breaks you down from inside, where you feel that you are empty. And then I realized that you have to set boundaries, otherwise people will just keep taking from you. And it also leads to fatigue, because you have to constantly keep doing it. How to be in natural bliss where you don't have to constantly fight doing it?
Yeah. So, a lot of times, I feel even the word boundary becomes like a compulsion, oh, I need to set boundaries.
Yeah.
So, it's most important is to be in your own fullness. And when you are in your own fullness, and make sure that let not anybody snap me out of that fullness. And when you are aware of that, even if you're listening, you're just listening compassionately, and then give the words of your compassion, give them the right guidance, right understanding. And they may say, oh, these are all spiritual jumbo bumbos, I'm not interested in that.
Yes. Yeah.
Fine, which is fine. Then it is your choice. Then you accept them to be the way they are, to choose their own liking, to choose their own life. That is your choice. But you don't become a part of that. Let that choice not pull you down. And that is again your choice. As they chose to live their life. So you also chose to live their life, right? You allowed them to live their life, but you also so then allow yourself also to live in the fullness of yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to go down, because you're allowing them to be there to their level. You don't have to move down to their level.
Yeah.
Because you will never be able to win that.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to win the argument with them. They will snoop you down to their level, and then they'll beat you with their experience.
But doesn't it makes us very lonely people? Because if we see around 95% of the people whom we meet will always be one of the other energy taking kinds, it makes you lonely because you have to keep withdrawing yourself from all the situations and people.
No, it is not like that. It is when you find your completeness, you will attract. That is what law of attraction. When you find your completeness, you will find people who will share that completeness with you.
Okay.
You'll attract those people. You'll make room for those people.
Maybe that's why I've come to your workshop. Thank you so much. Thanks. I really, really appreciate the time and the selfless commitment that you and your team has shown. I just cannot put it in words that how much big impact it has done to my life at this point. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So here, see like this kind of conversation, we are not drawing from each other. We are not stealing energy. then energy is being shared, energy is amplified. When it is coming from the fullness, then we amplify each other's energy, we are empowering each other. When I hear your experience, when I'm sharing, it is also my learning. I'm empowering myself. You are empowering by listening to me. And so and everybody is feeling empowered. So we are in a pool of empowerment, right? So when you are in your fullness of yourself, then these are the people who will draw around you.
Yes.
And that's where life becomes magical. Life becomes fun. Then everything becomes effortless ease, because you are always in that kind of pool of energy.
Please do let me know if I can be of any help in spreading this, noble cause, professionally, personally. I would be more than happy to. It will be really a blessing for me.
Sure, Preksha. So just write a mail, Preksha, so then we'll remember that to connect back to you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
sdhshreansdaga.com. Yeah. Just email it to me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Preksha. Rashi, we lost your voice.
Shelley?
Yeah, Shelly.
Yeah, please
Unmute yourself.
unmute. Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes. Hello.
Yeah,
This is Shelly from Sydney. I work for the Minister's Office. Thank you so much for all the insights and wonderful sessions. Last two sessions have been really insightful for myself, because from the time I've been pushed on this spiritual journey, I really felt contentness and happiness by looking inside and creating the world of love inside me. But I'm very much with Preksha. So thank you, Preksha, for your question, because I just wanted to ask a similar question, just building upon what she already asked.
Yeah.
I have actually lost a lot of relationships from the time I started looking at my own self-development and finding the contentment, the security, the happiness within myself. I have had a lot of friends coming to me asking for or expecting validation. So, how they tell their stories to you. And then because they know I meditate and I've been doing this work, they sort of expect a lot of validation around their own sort of decision. So whatever decision they want to make in that specific circumstance, they seek validation from me. And with all this knowledge and all the training you have been giving us, I've been giving compassionate listening, but I have not been agreeing to what they have decided to do for themselves in that specific situation, right? And that leads to a lot of disappointment. So they've been disappointed with me, and then they eventually drop off and they go, actually didn't get what I expected from a friend like you who has all the experience, etc. So I actually have lost a lot of friends in this journey. And then comes the question which Preksha said, then you feel the loneliness, like, where are my friends? Like, I have no one. But you then answered, I might attract people who are then on spiritual or same journey as me in the future. But then, how should we then, or how should I deal with having no one, to be honest, around me at this stage is my question, Shreans. Thank you.
Right. So, the one you're looking for is you. You complete yourself. So, and once you find your completion, then you will find that people. So the thinking that you're lonely, again, keep that. I mean, that itself is as a low vibration. Oh, I'm lonely.
Right.
Sometimes it maybe because of that, loneliness, or now you have done, you're taken out time to do this workshop.
Right.
So you never know what, when you are changing your vibration, the transition is always challenging. And when we go through a transition phase, you feel lonely, but then we are making room for the unknown, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And solitude is a pleasure of being alone. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. So you're not lonely, you're in a state of solitude right now.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I do feel contentment, but
Yes.
because I'm dropping people out, like, you know how it is, your mind, like I feel happy, like there's no sort of gap. I feel, as you said, it's all about feeling. So feeling wise, I actually don't feel any sadness, but in the mind, the thought always comes around not having, where are your friends? You used to socialize like every weekend, and now you have nobody to go out with. Type of thoughts do appear every now and then. So yeah.
Your vibe will attract your tribe. So don't worry at all.
Yeah. Thank you.
See, your vibration travels everywhere. So don't worry. You'll attract.
Thank you so much.
When
Thank you so much.
the flower is blossom, the bee comes looking for the flower.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
So
Yeah.
your vibe will attract your tribe. Your location means nothing. Your vibration travels everywhere. So don't worry. Oh, where have they gone? Where have they gone? Whoever you'll attract will come to you. All of a sudden,
Sure.
you're on a flight, somebody sitting next to you will become your best friend. You never know. This is how things will happen in life, right? Unplanned. But we are conditioned to believe. We are conditioned to believe. We are social animals. So we are conditioned that, oh, if you don't have so many friends, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like that. And this is a transition period. When we make room for the unknown, the transition period is what is challenging,
It is.
So this is where the whole churning is happening. But when the churning happens, and once you cross that level, then there's a reward waiting. So it is just a transition, and trust that in you. Trust the faith. Trust the law of attraction.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do. Thank you so very much. And like Preksha, I will send you an email anytime if you are around Australia, Sydney. Please do visit. I'd love to have a cup of coffee with you.
Sydney and Australia, I do want to visit. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be privileged to take you out for a coffee. You really means a lot to us. And whatever I learn from you, I try and share the learnings with my colleagues. I make adjustments to my meetings just so that I can be here with you. So you've become such an integral part of our lives. So thank you so much. A lot of gratitude. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shelly. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shelly ji. Thank you. Yes, I have a question from chat from Sajita Khan, Dr. Sajita Khan. Her question is, do the 4 types of personalities often overlap in the same person?
It does sometimes, Sometimes you switch roles, depending on who is the person next to you. Sometimes if somebody has power over you, you become a victim. Now, sometimes you have power over the others, then you become the perpetrator,
Right.
Like sometimes, in children, we become a perpetrator as parents. Now, in the school, they become the perpetrator with their classmates, or so then and the teachers complain, your child is like this, but actually you are like this at home. So that's how the child is like that in school.
Yes. Thank you. We have Leena ji. Leena ji, please unmute.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Sir, today this session is an eye-opening for me. Since the 10 years, I'm suffering with this through my mom. She's okay. So now the situation is, while I attend this session, I kept a distance from my mom, where she guides me in a good way. But I feel like I need like the last character you mentioned in the 4 characters. In that stage, I was. While I listened the class, these first 2, I was in till my teenage. Now it has been, I got married. Now the last 2 stage, I was literally was in a great depression, but still I find my own way to get motivate myself. So now what the stage I was is, these days, 2 weeks, these 3 weeks, I kept a distance. I did not inform her that I'm attending this session, but regularly I'm attending. 3 or 4 days before only, I informed her that that yoga session is going on. Even yesterday also, there was a very mild conversation. While me and I talk with her, we will understand, and even I can ask the things frankly. But while she speaks with me in front of my husband, that like it took a long time for me to get understand to her. Okay. So this distance, while I attend this class, I feel I am in the right way, and I do not have any close friends. I could not keep up any friendships like for long, because by blaming others or creating that sympathy, whatever you mentioned, I have seen many people's. So I could not build or maintain the relationship with them. I am alone now. So my mom used to tell this, what type of good friend you have. Still you do not have any good friend. So in anger only she's telling. But that moment I'll feel, am I in a wrong way? Because everyone are having good friends. But still I feel, or I hope, I need to connect with my vibration, with my people. Though I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to take in anyone to control or anything. We have to be joyful, and we have to be peaceful. Whatever you're telling, that things should happen in my life. My fear is now, after this session end, how will I connect with myself? What will be the motivation? Even if this today's session I did not attend, my mindset, I'll be very depressed because of yesterday a 5 minutes conversation. She will forget. She'll be happy and do that, but her words impact me very much.
I got Lena. So I got you what you're saying. So the motivation is, now you have enough tools. We have these workshops you have done, and then you can continue to do so many other workshops. On there's so much available online now. You can continue to do some physical workshops. You can do so, and you don't need to do more and more. Also, actually, you have enough to even apply it in your life. You have enough meditations to apply it in your life. So it's just that you have to do it. That's it. It's just about practice, and practice. So,
sir, these 1 minute, 15 days I have practiced, and this thing have done, sir. But whereas my life partner, 1-2 days we have got leave, but according to him, we need to be more interactive, fun like that.
Nina, I can't get into all these issues, because there's no way I can tell you. Whatever I've told you, you have enough things to take a clue from that and find your own answer. Eventually you have to find your own answer. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Rashi, we lost you. You mute.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Kanchanji, Sachin. Yeah, please unmute.
Namaste, Shreans sir.
Namaste, sir.
We are from Bombay, India.
Yes.
Sir, It's a great opportunity, sir. We are actually from Journey Towards Trupath Admin. And sir, our main intention and motto is to spread meditations and pyramids across the world. And slowly, we are spreading the pyramids to across the India. Recently, we have shared 50 pyramids to Pakistan and Nepal also, sir. Sir,
Oh, nice.
this is a platform where we are looking for the warriors who are spreading a meditation in the country, for example, Nepal and China or Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, so that we can share 50 caps to each warriors and they can distribute to the person whom they are teaching Anapana Sati Dhyan. Then it's a request, sir, if we can get a warrior's name from the respective country so that we can supply the pyramids free of cost, including courier charges. We will bear that cost.
Yes, so just write a mail to me. I will connect later. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sachin. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kancha.
Vedashri, please go ahead.
Hi, Shreyans. Lots of gratitude for you. And I'm an atheist. And to be frank, I attended this class because of my mom.
Sorry, Veda, what do you say? You are a?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm from USA.
Okay.
And I'm a homemaker right
What
now.
do you do?
Homemaker.
I'm a homemaker right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And Shreyans, since first day I'm attending your class. And on first day, I remember you saying what made you to go for temple and pray. And seriously, that's what I have done. And that's the phase I'm going through my life right now. And my mom came with this 28-day workshop. And I have nothing to do but to attend this class. And it's my luck and so much of gratitude for you. My phase and like my problems or whatever my questions didn't solve. But mentally, I became so strong that I can win or I can come out from this phase. And thanks for today's class because lots of questions are answered today. And Shreyans, my doubt is the same like what Preksha and all asked. Like when you are surrounded with all of these kind of people, like how can you stay in the same energy for so long? In spite of doing the meditation.
When you have conviction about law of attraction, when you know how it works, it's about one man's belief can change the whole course of the history of the nation. Gandhiji believed in non-violence. Imagine in that time and age where so much of violence was inflicted on the country was under slavery, he believed that with non-violence he can get with non-violence he can achieve freedom for the whole nation, and he did achieve, right? So it's about belief. So if you believe in law of attraction, then it is just simple, and you know that it is working, right? And whether you believe it or not, but it's your faith. It's your belief and faith that you know that if I maintain my vibration frequency, if I maintain, you will find things, you will find people resonating with that, and you'll attract that into your life. So it's just a matter of time.
Thank you so much, Shreyans. And even I am a victim in this because I am dragging energy from my mom, and I really feel so sorry. And even I feel like, why am I dragging her like this? And today I find the answer for that because I don't have energy and I'm seeking energy from her. And now I came to know she's my strongness and she's my weakness. And thank you so much. Lots of gratitude for you. Lots of gratitude for you. Thank you, Shreyans. And I for sure volunteer you. If you come to US, please visit me. I surely email you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Veda. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sri Lekha ji.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, Shreyans.
Yeah, good morning, Sri Lekha.
Yeah, my name is Sri Lekha and I'm from Hyderabad.
Yes.
I'm a mouth painting artist.
Oh, wow.
So, physically, I'll be on wheelchair, but mentally, I'm so strong.
Wow.
So, I'm born specially challenged.
Lovely.
So, actually, I'm not getting words what to tell, but wholeheartedly and I really thank you. Actually, I joined this session uh, just to whatever जो भी मेरे मन में जो भी I mean small minor things which I can't change. So I joined to overcome that also, because I feel so lucky to have wonderful family, friends, and each and every session has given me many answers to me. And I also teach kids drawing everything. So there also I find students struggling from their parents or school studies. So I was thinking how to help them. But from today, I mean, by today's session, I came to know how to handle them, understood how to handle, and I learned many things. There is lot of change in me, which I can find myself, and I started implementing also whatever you said. So, and as you said, light attracts light. So even many people started coming to me because I can't. For me, I mean, transportation is very difficult. I can't travel anywhere. Before, my parents used to take me, so that was. But but I have the confidence that I can do anything when we have that spirit that your physical body never stops you.
Yes.
Automatically nature gives the opportunity to do. So even I take motivational sessions also through online. So I mean, I really thank for this pandemic also, because I learned many things through Zoom sessions. I started attending many sessions like that. Only I came to your session also, so learn many things. I really thank you so much. I don't have any question, just
Thank
to
you.
express my emotion. I just raise my hand. Thank you so much, Shan, for
Thank,
bringing wonderful change into our life.
thank you. Thank you so much.
So, and one more thing, I just want to be in touch with the entire your team. I don't want to lose this, so I'll just
No, and
mail you.
we will
So,
anyways, yeah, mail me and we'll always connected on WhatsApp groups. We keep having some events, some workshops, some meditations. We can always continue this journey together forever now. Yeah.
okay, thank you so much, Shan.
Thank you.
And Rashi also, thank you so much. And your introduction, it really mind blows. You know, few words, it really connects to our heart. Your entire team, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Vasudha ji?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
With the last
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm from Toronto, Shreyang,
Yes.
and thank you very much. I don't want to praise too much because already everybody has done it. Well, I'm from medical field.
Yes.
I've treated a number of patients from Bollywood and here and everywhere.
Wow.
And
What is your field of expertise? Yeah.
physiotherapist.
Okay, lovely, lovely.
And while treating the patient, I have gone to root cause of their pain problems.
Right.
And also in spirituality, lot of things have been doing. And Dr. Rosenberg Marshall also, I have done all the studies. I've met him. I was also in Germany. Many years I lived there.
Nice.
Okay, my question is, I'm quite balanced person. That's what I feel. But the thing is, recently some incidents happened in my life. I lost actually my husband 16 years back and became widow at the age of 50. Every year on a Facebook, you know, on his death anniversary, I put his picture. And a lot of my friends and relatives, you know, they wish me on Facebook. Recently, what happened is one of my close relatives, I posted actually his picture on 7th December and his death anniversary is on 8th. So 7th night I posted it because it was India 8th December morning.
Yeah.
Now somebody pointed out to me that, oh, is it 7th or 8th? So I said, no, it's 8th. But you posted it on 7th of yours. So I explained. I said that because it was morning, India morning. So I posted it on 7th night. that person went on arguing with me, and I felt so bad. I said, death anniversary of my husband, and this person doesn't have any kind of compassion. Instead of, just, okay, let it go. Even if I have made mistakes, say, first of all, me and my children, we cannot forget the date and time also, right? I felt so bad about that person, I stopped communicating. And I don't know whether I did right. And today, see, I have done a lot of things, but today this business analysis, I was trying to see where I stand and trying to do introspection, but I want your guidance on this particular topic. Where did I go wrong, or how I should have reacted?
So the person wanted to steal energy from you and you allowed them to steal energy.
That I understood.
Felt bad. So the thing is, your feelings for your husband and your emotion is you're doing it for a cause, not for others' gratification or other feeling sympathy or seeking sympathy from others. So it doesn't matter whether they think 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th, it doesn't really matter. Why should it matter to you?
No, I thought, why are they keeping on arguing with me?
Why you cannot ask about why others are like that. Your only obligation is to be true to yourself. Your only choice is to change yourself. Why people will always be, you can never be solved that. If you're trying to solve that problem, you will never be able to do it. Because one why you will solve, another why will rise up. How many whys? And then you'll keep your life living in this sadness, and I felt bad and felt bad and felt bad. So why others think is none of your business. It is.
But should I treat this person? Let go of the thing and continue the relationship, or think that this is a toxic person?
There's no question of holding on. That you decide. I don't want to have any judgment about that person, but it is your choice. But your emotional state is in your power. You don't give anybody else to power. Nobody can make you unhappy without your consent. You allowed them to make you unhappy, so that's why you're feeling unhappy. So you take responsibility for your emotions.
Okay.
Nobody has the power to make you lose your alignment. Nobody. Yeah. So
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Shreans, what do we do?
Yeah, let's enter. Yeah, can I end today?
Yes. So thank you, friends. And thank you, everybody, for being with us. And, you are the energy of the whole show. And this is how we are getting the best out of our young, dynamic master, Shreans Daga. And we love you, and your explanation power, your words, every word is so simple. The explanation is so simple. I mean, it's just to the point and very deep. Today's class was again a meticulous one. So about nonviolent communication, it's a powerful tool for peace and partnership. It shows us how to listen empathetically and also communicate our authentic feelings and needs. That's what you explained us. In nonviolent communication, no matter what words others may use to express themselves, we simply listen for their observations, their feelings, needs, or requests. Then we reflect back and paraphrase what we have understood. The objective of nonviolent communication is not to change people and their behavior in order to get our way. It's to establish relationships based on honesty and empathy, which will eventually fulfill everybody's needs. So that's the thing what you have taught us today completely. And let me tell you,
paraphrase. Sometimes it's good to paraphrase so that we know that we are on the same page. Have I understood clearly? So it's always good to paraphrase.
Right.
Yeah, which is amazing. Right. Thanks, Rashi.
Yes, thank you. And I personally, for this special meditation, what you taught us, and about the relationships, I remember when I joined you, I had something in my mind. And today, now, like in these months, whenever I do the meditation, I have nobody you've put me into that phrase or that state that I have nobody. I said, no, it's all because of you. I had so much of grudge. I couldn't stand that person. And today it's just blank and very genuinely.
Yes.
And I feel that difference. So it's all thanks to you. I bow down to you for such fantastic learning, knowledge imparted to us from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rajshri. And the way you sum it up, I always wait for you because it's amazing. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Rajshri.
Thank you.
So thank you, all of you friends. Thank you for your time, patience, attention, and see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks.